This gives me great pleasure to introduce Stuart, who has been part of our journey for the whole of the last 6 years at SiGNAL. And Stuart is here to deliver our 6th birthday tribute. Thank you, Stuart. It's been a pleasure working with you over the last 6 years, and you're the perfect person to deliver this tribute for us.
Hi, hello. Fantastic, nice to see you. Very well done, Niall. It's not easy standing up here and talking to a room full of people. Some people say they prefer to die than do this. I prefer to do this than die. Just get it clear. I'm Stuart. I run a business called Triple Point Enterprises. What we do is we help people have success online, however that looks for you. Even if it's not with us, we'll find somebody who is a good fit. I also have other business ventures, and including leisure and hospitality. So I'm well-rounded in business, and I'm fairly new in business. I've only been doing it for about 30 years. So when I stumbled across the Farnham Hub, it was like the very thing that Niall was talking about, a welcome with like-minded people, and that's what we're looking for in business. So many years ago, I went and saw Emma doing the Farnham Hub, and it was fantastic because for the first time, people were discussing the very issues that I was sitting in my bedroom at the time, sort of wrangling with, and it was nice to get them out of my head, even if it was like just to talk to somebody, get out there, have that conversation. And then I moved to Borden, and there was nothing. There was nothing here. So everyone who complains about what happened in Borden is terrible, is terrible. Before, compared to what was before, it's a dreamland. It really is fun. We've got the shed, and we've got other opportunities, and we've got fantastic things like SiGNAL. So when Emma came to me and she said, would you like to sort of set up a sort of business hub in Borden, I was like, well, that sounds interesting. Let's discuss it. And the very first iteration of this was in 2016, was the Borden Business Exchange, which we started with the patronage of Julian from,
The same person who's hosting Niall's dinners now.
Yes, exactly, yeah. He's very welcoming. He's a great guy in the hospitality business because he does make you feel welcome. He remembers your name and he always asks you how you're doing, and he's just a lovely guy. If you've never been to the Royal Exchange, I would suggest you go, especially if you are, like myself, gluten intolerant, because they do an entire menu of it. And Soraya's has sat with me and watched whilst I pick through the menu. So we started at 2016 in the Borden Business Exchange, and there's Julian. And we had a fantastic selection of people turn up. It was much more than we thought to start with, because when you start something like this, it takes a little while for that flywheel effect to start, you know, bringing in people who talk about stuff. But we had a really well-attended event, and this was the sort of state of our marketing at the time. Borden Business Exchange, come along and eat me. So, you know. But I love the... Yeah, just one of us rushing to get something out. But again, you know, it's a great place to go, especially as the bun was a gluten-free one, so it meant I could have a bacon butty. And it was good. And as you can see, we had some notable guests. This James Charles at the very first event. So it was, yeah, notable. He was one of the speakers. He was here to give us an update. We then moved and became SiGNAL proper. So 2018, SiGNAL's official launch in the building Martinique House, and it was fantastic. It was very well attended. Every week it was on a Wednesday. We would have topics and training, and as you can see, it was very well attended from the get-go. And it was a welcoming, inclusive place. We made many friends in business that I've still seen nowadays, and they come up to me and say, oh, you know, he's still doing whatever, I'm doing this. It was a fantastic place to go. And we had people like Vanessa Lanham Day came, the butt kicker, got us to think about our businesses in a slightly different way. Her talk on bras was very illuminating.
Yeah, we must rerun that one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It was knickers, it was his knickers, yeah. Well remembered, Claire. So that was 2018 SiGNAL's launch, and we had fantastic energy around it and a lot of support. Then that we had some great talks from people. I put Damien Hines there because he seemed to pop up every so often when he needed a photo op. But we had the fantastic Emma Jones, who was instrumental in some of Emma's journey and connecting her to sort of national leaders. Yeah. And she is fascinating. And she's one of those people that when she talks to you, she is invested in it. And I can understand how her business, which is
Enterprise Nation.
Enterprise, thank you very much. Whereas Enterprise Nation is about networking and growing businesses. She's passionate about having a network and business communities. Some of the OG team there, which helped to sort of propel SiGNAL along. As you see, I'm wearing a slightly different, louder suit there. That's my Pac-Man one. It's fantastic, yeah. All a lot younger then as well. And then, despite the change in outfits, we had a lot to contend with over the last 6 years. We've had changes of venue, changes of attire. We've had the B word. We ran some workshops in January to help people jumpstart their businesses, and we gave a lot of value and told people in the community about SiGNAL. We went out to Petersfield, Hazelmere, so we took the good word. We took the good word and went and evangelised about the BiZHUB and SiGNAL. And all during this time, we're sort of growing the business. I'm looking after the sort of the training and the ambassadorial nature of this sort of thing, getting out there and talking, because I can do it quite well. I've been doing it for a number of years. And unfortunately, it all came to a crashing kind of grinding halt for everybody with lockdown, when suddenly everybody's told you can't get together anymore, you can't meet in a room like this. You know, imagine that, look, actually seeing people face to face. And that was when it suddenly struck me what we'd built, because we went from being able to communicate and see each other, humans love that interaction thing, to a face on a screen. And we kind of did it in literally 48 hours. We went from, oh my God, we're going to have to meet, to socially distance and all that, to no, you can't even do that. It's going to be faces on a screen. And that was the power that we built with SiGNAL. We had grown a team of people who were passionately interested in the success of other people. And I became a life support system for a lot of people. And I don't say that lightly or jokingly, because it was also my life support at the time, actually having human interactions with people that sometimes were a world away from the businesses that we were dealing with. And that was when I suddenly realised that, you know, you really do need other people in your corner, even if it's just cheering you on. And that's one of Niall's messages there, which really resonated with me. And it's the SiGNAL's entire sort of philosophy, and it's a thing that I thank Emma for stating over and over again, that nobody can build a business on their own. You need people around you, you need a team, you need support, you need resources, you need staffing, you need suppliers. You can't just go out into the world and be a business person. Being in business is always about other people, about your customers, your suppliers, and the people you mix with. So what I would say is keep coming back. Keep coming back, keep coming and seeing these people around you, because these people have their own networks outside this room. It's not about selling to you. I rarely talk about my businesses, because if you wanted to come and have a conversation, that's great. If you don't, that's also great. How can I help you? It's not always one way. And having been in business now for 30 years and probably see my life out as a serial entrepreneur, I know that I'm only as good as the people around me, and thankfully I have all of you, and thankfully I have SiGNAL and Emma. So let's give Emma a round of applause, because it's a lot of her hard work. Her team as well, fantastic. And I've got nothing to sell, I've got no CDs, I've got no T-shirts, podcasts or downloads, I've got nothing. I was back over to...
Champagne for everything, I think.
We have.